We'll be learning how to make this kaftan bubu gown. Okay, so I folded my material into two. Then we'll start drafting. I'm rolling out my starting point. I'm rolling out my starting point. Okay, so we are starting with the back, right? So I'll have to first of all roll out my chest line, which is 10.5 inches, 10.5 inches. Then the waist 17 inches. Then the hip 26 inches. Then we have the full length. So we'll go to the shoulder. I'm working with shoulder of 16 inches, which is 8.5. 8.5. But because we are doing a boo gown, we want it to be a bit free. I'll be adding to it. So instead of 8.5, I'll be adding 1 inch to it to make it 9.5. 9.5, then half inches for the sewing allowance, which is 10 inches. But if you so wish, you may just add half inches, not 1 inches. You understand? So that's what we'll be doing. Okay. So I'll come down by 1 inches for the shoulder slant. After coming down, I'll mark up the neckline. So I'm making use of 4 inches. 4 inches. Since we are doing for the back, we are just coming down by 1.5 inch. Then you connect the neck. Then you connect the shoulder slant too. All right. So then also your armhole line, your armhole measurement. So from here, from the shoulder slant to my chest line, I have 9 inches. So I'll be leaving it like that. Then to make us have a straight line, whatever I measure here is what I'll measure here, just for us to be able to connect it like this. All right. So I'll reconfirm what we have here, and I'll measure it out here. So I'll connect it with the ruler, straighten up this, then use your armhole curve to bring out your armhole. All right. So now we'll go to our circumference measurement. All your circumference measurement will be divided by 4 plus 1 inches, because we are not going to be adding zipper to this gown. So it has to be a bit free. That's the reason we are adding 1 inch. So the round bust is 42 inches divided by 2. We have 10.5. 10.5 plus 1 inches. That is 11.5. You roll it out here. The waistline is 40 inches. 40 inches divided by 4, that's 10, plus that's 1 inches, we have 11 inches. Go to the hip. Round hip is 46 divided by 4, that's 11.5, plus 1 inches, that is 12.5 inches. So we'll connect it. We'll connect these 3 points together. Hope you see that. So we can see we are able to get a kind of shape here, a figure eight shape here. All right. So from the hip line, we'll have to measure whatever is on the hip is what will go down. That is if you want it straight. If you don't want it straight, you can just slant, right? So our full length, remember our hip line is 26 inches. That's the hip line. We are working with full length of 55 inches. So be adding 2 inches sewing allowance, which will be 7 inches. Okay, so here now, after marking out the full length, we just lance it down. Once on the round hip, we have 12 and a half. So for us, I'll be making a slant. So which means I'll be adding 3 inches to this 12 and a half here we have here, and that will be 15 and a half inches. So I'll mark 15 and a half inches on the hemming line to get our slant. Okay, so I'll be connecting it. Okay, so now we are done with the measurements. We'll start adding our sewing allowance. So I'll be adding 1 inch sewing allowance. All through, 1 inch sewing allowance. All right, so what is left for us is to cut it out. So before we cut it out, I'll be pinning it down. I'm here to pin it down, so we need to secure it. So we cut. Remember to add your sewing allowance at the shoulder slant. So I'm adding my half-inch sewing allowance here. Don't forget to do that, because I almost forget now. So I'm cutting it on the sewing allowance. Okay, so this is what we are having. This is what we are having. So we'll go ahead to mark out, to cut out our front too. Both the back and the front is just the same measurement. So I'll be placing this on another material to cut out the front. The only difference is the armhole here. I'll be making adjustments on the armhole, and I'll also be making adjustments on the neckline. Let's proceed. Placing the back that we just finished cutting now, I'll be placing it on top of it. Just make sure it is properly placed. So once it is properly placed, you can pin it down also. Just pin it down. Make sure it aligns with the front and the back material aligns. So what I'm doing is just trying to pin it down. Okay. So as you can see, it is properly placed. So I'll start the cutting from, I'll start the cutting from the downside. So here is the adjustment. You can see I stop here. For the front, you divide whatever you, the length of the armhole length, you divide it by 2. I have 9.5 inch here. I'll divide it by 2, which is 4 3/4. So on the middle that the line I just drew here, I'll just come in by 1/2 inch, right? That is on the back material. On the back, I'll come in by 1/2 inch. That is on the front material, I mean. So we can go ahead and continue the cutting now. Okay. So I'll raise it up just to finish up. Then connect it. Make sure the hammer aligns with the 1/2 inch you just drew. Okay. So hope you can see it. This is the 1/2 inch I'm cutting out because it is the front. All right. So it remains the neck. Um, the neckline adjustment. So for the neckline adjustments, let me move it forward so you see it properly. Okay. So remember, we are doing for the front. Now this is my starting point. Okay. So the length of the front is 7 inches, or at most 8 inches, because it shouldn't go beyond the bust, the up bust. So I'm working with 8 inches as the depth of the front neckline, right? But before then, we'll come down by 4 inches first. 4 inches first. So it is these 4 inches I'll connect with the shoulder line. Okay. I don't know if you're seeing it properly, or permit me to, let me remove this. Okay. I think you should have a proper view now. So this is it. Then I'll be the loop here. It shouldn't be too wide, just to create a kind of circle here. Here, the gap here should not be more than, it should not be below 2 inches, because at the end of the day, I'll be taking 1/2 inch to stitch here. I'll be taking another 1/2 inch here. So we must have at least 1 inch remaining here. So that is why we must not allow it to go below 2 inches. So I'll cut now. Then we'll open up this place. I don't want to open it up now. probably just to hold it together, nothing attached. I'll be cutting out my sleeve. It is a short sleeve, so I'm working with a length of 12 inches. 12 inches, then I'll be folding it by 2 inches. With 2 inches, that'll be 14 inches, and that is what we are having. You're having 14 and a half here, so I'll be leaving it like this. Okay, so now since we have our length, then let's check our width. We are working with a bicep of um 18 inches. So 18 divided by 2, that is 9 inches. So this is it, 9 inches plus 1 inches. Sewing allowance, that will be 10 inches. So we have more than enough. So I'll mark out my 9 inches here. I'll mark out my 9 inches here. Then I'll measure 5 inches for the bicep line. Then you rule out. We are doing the sleeve now. Okay. So get the middle line both vertically and horizontally. Remember, we'll mark out 5 inches. Yeah. So the middle line will be 2.5 vertically and horizontally. Then on the side, the middle will be half of the 9 inches we mark out here, which is 4.5 inches. So this is our midpoint on both sides. This is our midpoint. Okay, so connect it this way. I'm connecting to the midpoint. Then you turn your ruler and connect as well too. So here we have. Then here, the aiming line, we are working with 14 inches, which is 14 divided by 2, which is 7 inches. Okay, well, I'll be adding, making it 8 inches. It should be a bit free, so I'll connect it like this. Okay, then we'll add our sewing allowance of 1 inches, and I'll connect. So we have our sleeve ready now. It's out, we've cut it. So this is our sleeve. So put that aside. Then I want to cut out the collar now. You can call it the bishop collar. All right, so what we'll be doing is we'll have to measure our necklines. Remember, this is for the back. Why this is for the front? They are still together. This is for the back and this is for the front. So I'll be measuring for the back. I'll be leaving out half inches here. So I'll measure the back. We have 4 3/4, 4 3/4 here. Then I'll measure for the front. I'll also leave out half inch. Then we have 6.5 inches here. So let's assume that one is 5 inches and this is 6.5 inches. We have 11.5 inches. So we'll be cutting out 11.5 inches is half of it. Remember, it's on fold when I measure. So if we want to measure it, make it the full length. So that will be 11.5 inches times 2, which is 23 inches. Now just get one of your pieces. Let's make use of this side. Fold it. Place it on bias like this, like on a rectangular shape, right? So we want to get for 11.5 inches. I will be making 2 of it, so it can go round. So what I usually do is, yeah, remember 11.5 inches, and this one is on fold. We'll also divide that 11.5 inches by 2. So let's assume we have 12 inches. So 6 inches, that's including the sewing allowance. So wherever I am able to get 6 inches, I just mark it out. Then I measure the straight length. That's 8 inches. So that, which means I'll be measuring 8 inches all around. Okay. So We are looking for 6 inches, right? So here we have 6.5 inches. It's just perfect. If we have excess, I'll trim it out, right? So this is it. Then the length, the length is 2 inches. So by the time we stitch it, we'll be left with just 1 inches, or better still, you can make it 2.5 inches. By the time you stitch it on both sides, you'll be left with 1.5 inches. Okay, so I'll be making use of 2.25 inch for my length. I don't want it too wide. Okay, so I'll be cutting this. I'll be cutting 4 of it. So I'll be using two as lining, and I'll be using two as major material. So that's why it's going to be four of it. Please don't forget. 4 of it, remember. Then also I'll be using this for the pockets. You can see it's just a square. It's just the shape of a square. Nothing much. Just cut as wide as your hand can take, as like this. This is more like the size of my hand. This is like the size of my hand. So I cut 2 of it because I want it to be on both sides. All right. That's inner pocket, not the front one. Inner pocket. For the front, you remember the neckline, we'll still need to add facing to it. So just get a material that is long enough, fold it into two, put it under it, just like I'm doing now. Make sure it aligns properly. Okay, so I will be trimming it out. Let's hold it down with the pin so it won't move. So it's a facing. Why we are adding this facing is because of the loop here. So that we'll be able to use it to turn it. Then I'll cut this lace open. Okay, so you can see that. Then the shoulder slant, make sure it aligns, then the armhole too. All right, so here we have the facing. This is the facing. So I allow this place to be there, so there will not be need for me to tape it. You know it will be inside. All right, so okay, so for the design in the front, this is it. It's a velvet material. So to stabilize it, I added a stay just for stability. Then I folded it into two. It depends on how wide you want it to be, but for this one I measured 7 inches, I mean, in width. 7 inches in width. Then the length will be as long as your gown, right? So the 7 inches I folded it into two. So we have 3.5 inches here. We have 3.5. You can see 3.5 inches. So you place it a bit longer than the neckline, so um you can tally with the what's it called, the neckline, right? So you place it on the at the center, the center front, the center front. Okay, okay. You place it at the center front, then you flip it over like this. What I just needed is this. I want to trim this place out. This place. Okay, so here we have. Then I'll notch the middle of the velvet just to, make sure it aligns. Okay, so I'll open it up and I'll show you how you'll be placing it. The down part, notch it as well. So you place it just like this. So you can see it is in line with the loop at the center. Okay, so just make sure this velvet is placed right at the center of your gown. So this is what you'll be doing. And this is the first thing we'll be doing. We'll go and stop stitch. So just fold it on this side, half inch in, then you top stitch all the way down. The same with this side. You top stitch all the way, all the very tiny, all the way down. So let's do then after that, you also top stitch this place. Remember, we'll be using our facing to turn it. So just top stitch this place, stitch it. You can see it all the way down, properly stitched. So after stitching it, I also stitch here together just to for it to stay with the fabric. So what we'll be doing next now is to make use of our facing. This is our facing. So I'll be placing it like this. The only thing we want to achieve here is the turning of this circle here, the circle in the middle here. That's the only thing we want to use this facing to achieve. So I will be stitching half inch round. After stitching half inch round, I will notch it. Then I will flip it over. I'll use it to turn it. Then this place will be very perfect. It will be very, very perfect. Then after turning it, I will stitch everywhere down here. I'm not turning any place. This is the only place I'll be turning. This is the only place I'll be turning. So this is it. I've turned it. You can see I only turned this place from here. That's the only place I turned. The neckline is still as it is. So the next thing we'll do is to go and join the front and the back. So I'll place the back on it like this. Then I'll join it at the shoulder and I'll also join it at the side. I'll also impute my pocket there. Yeah, let me give you a hint for the pocket. To fix your pocket, just go up by 4 inches at your hip line. Remember, I'm working with hip 26. This is hip 26. So I'll just go up by 3 to 4 inches. So which means the opening of the pocket will start by 23. The opening of the pocket will be from 23 inches. You understand that? So let's go and join the side and the shoulder. Then also we will stitch the hemming line. The hem line. I'll stitch it. So after you must have joined it, I joined the side, and then when I'm through, I measured. Remember, I told you it is 3 inches above your hip line. That is where the opening of your pocket will start from. So if you can see, I'm working with hip 26. So I went up by 3 inches. That is where I attached pocket the pocket. And remember how we cut it? I told you just cut a square, a rectangle, I mean. Then you fold it into two to give you a square, right? So after I have stitched it, and I measure 23 inches here. So I lose that place to the length of my pocket, for where the length of this pocket will be. I lose it to that place. So this is it. Look at it. You can see it is loosened. It is loose. So I attach one side of the rectangle shape pocket to the back block, and I also attach the other side to the front block, right? So that is why we have this. So after you must have attached one side to the back, one side to the front, then I will restitch it. Remember, I opened from here, so I'll start my stitching from here. Hope you can see that. I'll start my stitching from here. I'll go down by 1 inch on this pocket, where this pocket is starting from. I'll go down by 1 inch, then I'll go like this, stitch like this, turn like this, 1 inch also here, then like this, then I continue my stitch downward. Hope you understand that. Just after you must have picked your, I told you, remember, the pocket should be your hand size. Then after you must have opened where you want to put your pocket, attach one side of your pocket to the back, attach one side of the other side to the front sewing allowance. Then also you restitch, going down by 1 inch here, go stitch the side, go this way, come this way, till you come back to your side stitching sewing allowance back. Hope you understand that. I don't know if I'm making sense. Hope you understand that. Please, if you understand this, please kindly drop a comment. Helpful, just type helpful on the comment section, so I will know the way I'm explaining is it's better. If not, I'll improve on it. All right, so let us proceed. I'll go and restitch it now. I'll go and stitch it like I explained now. Then we will continue. So after doing that, yeah, this is the back. You can see the back of our the neckline. This is the back. This is the facing. I ironed the facing. I added um what's it called, hemming gum, to make it stable, right? So this is it. Let me go and finish up, and I'll show us the result. After that, I'll be attaching the sleeve as well. I'll be attaching the sleeve. Then we will now come back to this our neckline. Front here, after cutting it, our this side you have to curve it a bit, just to get that curvy shape, the curvy shape at the collar. So this is it. Now this is how we'll stitch. This is how we will stitch. I'll go and stitch like this, half inch like this, half inch like this, and turn it out. The same thing, just the way it is being on is folded. Half inch, I'll stitch half inch like this, right? So I'll do the same thing, then I'll turn it out. And for the back too, I'll place it on each other, and I'll also stitch half inch at the top here, half inch at the top here, then I'll turn it out. Okay, so this is it. I've stitched it. You can see the way it is curved. Then before I turn it inside out, I'll open this place. This place needs to be open. Okay, so then I'll turn it inside out. So you can see the curve. Your edge must give you a perfect curve like this. Okay, so here too, what we'll now be doing next, get the center of this, the center of the widest one, just notch it, right? So then these ones will be joining it on both sides. So this way, you'll be joining this like this. Make sure it's aligns properly. You join it here. Then this one too, you come to this side and join it also like this. By the time we are through joining it, we will have the exact measurement of this neckline. So this is, I have joined it. This is what we have. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and fix now. So this is how it will look like. You can see the curve, this curvy edge is starting from here. Then you take it round it. All right, you can see. So this is how it will look like. So let's go ahead and fix. How do you fix? You start by joining like this first, one side of it, you join it with the neckline, you go around and stitch. Then when you are done with the first side, then you use the second side to top stitch. This is it. After you must have stitched, you have it like this, then you use the second side to top stitch. You fold it inside and top stitch on it all the way around. That is what we are going to be doing. Okay, so this is it. I fixed it, the neckline. Then you can see how perfectly it is placed. If you wish, you can add gum stay to the collar before attaching it, before stitching it together. Please remember to add gum stay. But I just want my neckline to be soft. The owner of this gown wants it very soft. She doesn't want something to be, something discomforting her neck. That's why I did not even bother to add anything. She just wanted soft. But what I did is I top stitch the edge just to stabilize it, to make it a bit rigid. So that is what I did. But if you are doing your own for professional touch, please add gum stay to the collar before fixing, right? So we are done already. So what I'll be doing now is I'll be stoning this velvet. So I'll be fixing eating up these stones on the velvet line. So what I'll be doing to do that, you just need to cut it. Just cut it like this. Separate each one. Okay. Just watch as I'm doing it. It's not difficult to fix at all. It is not difficult. Just arrange it the way you want. Space it out. Space it out as you want it. But it's not difficult to fix. We call this transfer sheet. Stone, fabric stone transfer sheet. Make sure it is properly placed and the space in between each one to the other is equal. All right. So now that I have placed it, I'll place my a towel, a wet towel on it, then and I'll place my iron on it. Just stay with me.
If you have come this far and then you know you really enjoyed and you've learned something from all the processes that have been revealed here, kindly like, share, and subscribe, please. Let other people find out about us. Let other people learn what you have learned. And there are so many topics I'll still be treating, which I'll be revealing all the processes that you can make you be able to sew it on your own. Please like, share, and subscribe. When you subscribe, you get to see more about us. Love you and see you in my next video.